Hello, my name is Becca. I hope you're having a wonderful Tag Tuesday. Today I'm bringing you the end of the year book tag. I believe that this was originally created by Ariel Bissett, and I'll put a link to her video down below. As usual, I wasn't tagged by anybody. I'm just taking it upon myself to do all of the tag videos. So let's just jump right in. Question number 1 is, are there any books that you've started this year that you need to finish? There aren't any physical books that I've started because I'm the kind of person that picks up a book and reads it all the way through. I don't have more than one book going at once unless it's an audiobook and a graphic novel with a full-size book as well. But I am listening to a series of unfortunate events on audiobook, and I'm up to I think I've finished book 5 and it's just really dragging and I hate it, but I would like to get them out of the way. In November and December I will be working very long hours at work though, so I should be able to just like plug in and get through at least one a day. I just need the motivation to actually do it. I'm also reading the Walking Dead graphic novels. I'm up to volume 23, which I think is around issue 130 of, I think there's 170 so far, and I would like to finish those, but I don't think I actually will. Question number 2 is, do you have any autumnal reads to transition you into the end of the year? That was a mouthful. I'm doing the Spooky Shelfie Readathon, which is the Empty Shelfie Readathon's October Spooky Edition, and I have my TBR video for that, which I will put in the cards above. Essentially, it's just creepy Halloween spooky reads. For most of them, I have picked a couple that aren't quite, but I am reading things like Fight Club, which is something like a type that I don't normally read. I'll also be reading Alice by Christina Henry, which is a sort of horror retelling of Alice in Wonderland, which is a great October read that'll get me in the mood for spookier, scarier stories. Although I do read fantasy and supernatural all year round, so I'm not really much of a seasonal reader, to be honest. Question number 3 is there a new release that you're still waiting for? The only one that hasn't come out yet that I probably will buy is Renegades by Marissa Meyer. I own all of her books and I bought Heartless last year, or received it as a gift and read it pretty soon after, so I will probably get Renegades as well. Question number 4 is 3 books that you'd like to read before the end of the year. For this I've picked Caraval, which is set in a carnival, and it seems like a really autumnal, Halloweeny, cold weather kind of read, so I would really like to read that so I don't kind of put it off for another year. I've also picked Nevernight because there's a lot of hype surrounding this book, and with fantasy books the books tend to live up to the hype for me because it's my preferred genre. So I'm thinking that I'll really like this and I'm really excited to read it. And the third is just a generic Brandon Sanderson novel because I really want to read some of his books and I'd just love to get stuck in there so that I can read them all and have an endless supply of Brandon Sanderson books to read. Question number 5 is there a book that could still shock you and become your favourite book of the year? I'm reading A Court of Wings and Ruin at the minute, so it is unlikely that anything will top that. I haven't got to the end yet, so I can't say that it is my favourite book of the year, but I would say that it is very likely that it's going to be. I haven't disliked a Sarah J Maas book yet, and A Court of Thorns and Roses is my favourite series in the world, so I don't see any reason why this wouldn't be my favourite book of the year. But if there was one that came in and surprised me, it would again be Nevernight by J. Kristoff, just because it's so hyped and everybody's obsessed with it. The Little Book Owl and Pierre Ford completely adore it, so I think I'm gonna love it too, and it could end up being my favourite. And the last question is, have you already started making reading plans for 2018? And yes, I have. I have been looking at my Goodreads to read shelf and I've realised that right at the beginning there are a lot of books that I no longer want to read, but there are also books that I still want to read because I feel like I have to, though I have no interest in them anymore. A perfect example of this is the first book on there is Divergent, which I've not wanted to read for years. In fact, since I saw the film, I'm against reading it. Another is Hush Hush, the Sookie Stackhouse series, and just general things like that. You can see by looking through my Goodreads to read shelf how my reading tastes have evolved. I started with supernatural, stereotypical YA type things, and then I move into contemporaries, and then I've moved into adult fantasy. So I would like to start ticking off the oldest books on my to read shelf. Saying that, I have also been inspired by Empty Shelfie to read the books that I already have, so I may also be reading some of the books that have been on my physical shelves for the longest. And I am going to be rereading Red Queen starting from January in anticipation of the last book coming out in May. And in February I'm going to start rereading Throne of Glass and read one book a month until the final book comes out in September. I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to incorporate the books on my to read shelf yet, but I think it'll probably be at the start of the month I will read the oldest book on there. If it's a series, I'll continue on till it's done and then pick a new one again. I haven't quite nailed the details down, but that's definitely something I'm going to be doing. I may also do a video series on them, sort of show how these books that I want to read, how I feel about them now, with my reading taste being so developed since I added them to my shelves. And yeah, I'm just really excited to get into that, even though the books aren't necessarily what I actually want to be reading. So that's everything for the end of the year tag. I hope you like this video. I'm not going to tag anybody, but if you want to do it, then please feel free. Go into the down bar below, you can find my Goodreads, my Instagram and my Twitter. And please don't forget to like, subscribe and comment. Thank you very much for watching. That's all from me today. Bye!